What's up, guys? I received in the mail today my ClickFunnels one funnel away challenge, and I just wanted to unbox it for you. So, this is my first time, so I'm a newbie, and just be a little gentle with the comments. Um, so, let me tell you first the story of behind why I'm so excited about this. And sorry, I've had a long day. Everybody's asleep in my house. It's actually the morning of my anniversary, um, and that has a lot to do with this story too. Um, Today is my fourth wedding anniversary to my lovely wife. We've got 4 kids, and it's been a crazy, crazy time. The chaos never leaves our home. Um, so uh, when I saw that my son had this in his hands when he came in from school today, I was like, "Oh, mine!" And just kind of like grabbed it from him. But he's like, "What is that thing?" And I just kind of ran away. Um, but my wife and kids motivate me every single day to get out of bed and to do the very best that I can for them. And I fail in that regard a lot of times. A lot of days I do, um, if I'm going to be honest. So last year, the day after our daughter's birthday, um, I got a call from my boss saying, "Hey, I need you to call me before you come into work tonight." So I called, and he informed me that I no longer had a position there anymore. And at that moment, it was a lot. There was a lot of bewilderment, but then there was also a lot of stress relief. Um, See, it was a job it wasn't a job that I hated. It was a lot of the people that I worked with, and I don't hate them, but I was miserable working for these people and with certain other people. And I was also miserable just not being able to do what I love to do. And, you know, I just, mm, it was an incredibly freeing feeling because I'd been I don't even, what would I term it? Not a fanboy, but I've been a user of ClickFunnels for 2 years now, and done a lot of dabbling, and never really pulled the trigger and got serious about um, my business. And so I'm starting literally from zero. Um, well, when I lost my job, I'm starting from zero. So, uh, my wife was also pregnant with our youngest at that time. And so I had a lot on my shoulders, a lot of very interesting questions as to where we needed to go with this and where we needed to go with our income and everything else. So, long story short, it took another 6 months. She had the baby. Um, we went through the holidays. And then in January, um, just I've been going on job interviews, and nothing really nothing really stood out, or kind of was like, man, I really need to get involved in this and whatever else. And it's not even that I said no to any of them. I went on interviews and then nothing else was offered. Um, so the end of January rolls around, and I just say, what the heck? I'll freelance, because at that time we were literally scraping the bottom of the barrel for cash. Um, we listened to Dave Ramsey, and thank God that we do, because he held us over. His plan held us over for that 6 months, and got us through the holidays and everything else. But when January rolled around, the new year, we were stinking broke. And so um, that got me thinking, I need to, this has to happen now. This is the time. It has to happen. My family deserves this. I have no problem working my butt off, and this is what my life has led up to until this point. This is what in the military we train to overcome adversity and things like that. So this was my time, and so I put up a profile on Upwork. I had a idea to get some clients fairly quickly and easily, using my skills with Airtable. I literally run my business through Airtable, and run a lot of daily tasks through Airtable too when it comes down to that. So I was like, I know I can pick up people up doing this. There's a need for this and whatever else. So I became like one of the only people on Upwork that listed themselves, if not the only, that list themselves as an Airtable consultant. And so I started picking up people left and right, improving the concept. So I've been doing that for, a couple weeks. And then Valentine's Day rolls around, and at that time it was tough. God's been good to me, and I've not had much financial struggles in my life. So at this point, earlier this year, it was a really eye-opening experience for me. I was in the military for most of my adult life, and up until this past year. So a paycheck was guaranteed. It was as long as I don't screw this up, I'm gonna have the money there, and I save money anyway. So I had money. But at this point, we were nearing the two-digit dollar point, and it was right before Valentine's Day, and I was at the store picking up groceries, and remember having the discussion in my head of whether or not, trying not to cry, whether or not I should get my wife, who deserves so much for all that she does for us, but whether or not to get her a Valentine's Day card because of the cost, because it was $5 extra that, when it came down to it, we really didn't have. And I stood there in the card aisle looking at cards and kind of debating with myself for, I don't even know how long it was, but it was a while. I started crying in the middle of our Kroger, and it was a really eye-opening experience for me, because I never experienced that to that point. To have to really weigh the options of whether or not to spend $5, and it's an insignificant amount, and it definitely had been up until that point. But in that moment, it meant a lot. So I ended up buying the card, and ended up giving it to her. And we were okay. Work started coming in and everything else, so that only motivated me more to get my butt moving on this. So back in February, I believe, saw some guys talking about the one funnel away challenge, and it was only $100, and I was like, it was that whole discussion you have when, so do I pay my bills, or do I do a one funnel away challenge? And so obviously the bills won out, and then I just kind of kept tabs on people as they were going through, and hearing a lot of the testimonials from afterwards and whatever else. So um, when I saw that they were starting the challenge again, of course, I was like, I got the $100 this time. I'm going for it. And then ClickFunnels, in their infinite wisdom, decides to upsell me. And so, I bought the upsells. After I talked to my wife, I said, this is what I need. This is what we need to get this thing started. This is the fire under my butt to really get this thing moving, so that we don't have to struggle anymore. That we can provide and not have to worry about all this stuff that we've been worried about, on top of kids, on top of family and other things going on. So this is it. This is what we need. So I explained that to her, and she heard me, because we were laying in bed, and I was watching the video for Traffic Secrets, and she heard. I was just like, man, like, this sounds awesome, and I know I need this. But again, it was that debate with myself of, do we have the money? And we had the money. The money wasn't even an issue, really. But it was, do I really need to spend this money right now? Or do we need to, start, because we're now starting to get our savings back and all this other stuff. And she just looked at me and was like, is this going to help you? And I was like, yeah, it is. I mean, it's the next step. And it's what makes or breaks the funnel. I mean, you could have the greatest funnel in the world, and it doesn't matter if nobody sees it. Or the most or the most helpful funnel in the world, whatever. And so she just looked at me and she was like, buy it. Which gave me, and when she said that, it just gave me a lot of peace. So I went ahead and bought it, and so I bought all the upsells. And Russell's stolen half my bank account. But no, I'm definitely happy to spend it with ClickFunnels, because I've gleaned so much information from all the material that you guys put out. So it's been awesome. But I'm excited to start the challenge. It's the 24th of April, and so on the 29th, we're going to start. And I'm excited to see where this goes. My family needs this. I planned on going to Funnel Hacking Live the last couple years, and I'm in Cincinnati, and they were in Tennessee, so it's only a couple hours to drive down there. And I couldn't make it last year this year because of our financial situation. Last year because I just didn't plan well enough, and so it's been one thing after another, and it's held me back. I've got all the head knowledge, I just need to execute. And so that's why this One Funnel Away challenge, it means a lot to me and a lot to my family, and it's going to change our lives. I already know that. So anyway, enough of my ranting. Let's open this damaged box. Thanks, UPS or USPS. That's awesome of you for poking a gouge in my box. Cutting away the sticker. Alright. Ooh. Your training officially begins now. Ooh, Sir Winston Churchill. I don't have a good English accent, so. But there's a quote on the top of the box. It says, to each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that, which could have been their finest hour. Yeah. So true. Ooh. They gave it frillies. I don't. So this is my $100 worth of. This is it. Really? No, I'm just kidding. That's all the filler. So what is this? It's a blank piece of paper. Let's see. How would you like to earn $100 every time someone enjoys one funnel away challenge with you? So it's their affiliate program. Cool. I help friends and followers build their business online. $100 for each person, so that you pay for my challenge. Cool. So yeah. Down below, there's going to be a link. No, I'm just kidding, but there really will be a link if you want to do the challenge as well. Sign up now, and you get the digital materials. I've already got them and gone through some of it. It's top notch. You won't regret it. I promise. For real. Oh, I bet you this is the MP3 player. It is. Does it? Oh, it does say one funnel away. That's good because I have the marketing in your car MP3 player, and that way I can differentiate. But from my understanding, it's all of the previous training from Steven and Russell. Yep, with the strategist Russell, the executioner Steven. So that's awesome, man. If you don't have these are gold. Seriously. I mean, you can listen to them anywhere. It's so worth it. It's so valuable. The marketing in your car episodes, man, I've gone through them 2 or 3 times. So there's my MP3 player from China. And I have in my hand blue tissue paper. You guys should have gotten like a wax seal. That would have been awesome. I mean, the sticker's all right, but a wax seal, that would have been awesome. I'm just saying. Food for thought for next time. Let's see here. What do we got? Well, first off, we have a Russell Brunson $100 bill, which, I don't know. The likeness is kind of sketchy. Let's see. Also with their affiliate program. So, but the real thing inside this is this book, and this is what I've been looking for. The 30 days. What would you do from day 1 to 30 to save yourself? And he asked, oh man, I was so upset that I couldn't get this earlier. All of the influencers and people I follow already, man, and what they would do to get back their life in 30 days. So, yeah, man. Yeah, this is awesome, and this is worth $100 in itself, seriously, because I've gone and skimmed through some of the digital content before this box came in. Man, a lot of this is just pure gold. But yeah, thank you everyone who contributed to this. Thank you, Russell, for putting this together, because this is awesome. This book is really awesome. It's so worth it. What else we got here? But wait, there's more. 2 Comma Club coaching. Value ladder. Oh, got mine, sort of, not really, but ideas for my value ladder back there on the plans to rule the world. um, yeah, cool. All the phases, we walk through the phases to get a 2 Comma Club award. Hopefully coming to me in the next, year or so. Maybe 2. And then I think this is the last thing, maybe. But the One Funnel Away Challenge Workbook. So cool. Oh, more doodles. All of this is just going to be scrawled all over. It's going to be tattered and torn by the time I'm done with it. But, cool. Man. I know I seem like really underwhelmed, but I'm trying not to scream because my kids and my wife are asleep right now. I'm trying to be respectful and quiet. But inside, man, I'm amped up. I'm super excited to go and get this done. Nothing secret in the box, but the One Funnel Away Challenge. So, thank you for the wonderful block of styrofoam. But seriously, thank you, ClickFunnels, for everything. You've changed my thought process, which has been one of the biggest hurdles for me to be able to get this business thing started and get moving on it. I've used. Hey, I even got some of your Phillies to drink. That's cool. Doesn't taste good. But I've used ClickFunnels to design websites and funnels for people and help them out. So, that's where I'm moving forward in, like Akbar says, make more, give more. So, I just, man, I'm super excited. Now I gotta go read my book. And stay up the rest of the night, and then be extremely exhausted tomorrow for my anniversary. So, anyway, I'm on my way to help a million businesses be better at what they do, and that's my big goal. So, ClickFunnels is how I'm going to get there, and it's going to be the crux to that strategy. I already know it's going to work, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your world, even a little bit, through this and through the Drop Your Mic show. And I didn't get my mic, and I was very upset about that, Russell. But anyway, I guess my question wasn't good enough. But I'm very appreciative for all you guys do, and definitely a customer for the rest of my life, or however long you're around. So, anyway, guys, if you want to do this challenge, I highly recommend it, based on the advice from other people that I have talked to that have already been through it. Not only that, but if you don't do it now, they're going to start spacing these challenges out even more. So there's only going to be a few a year. So, if that doesn't get you motivated enough to want to do it, then I don't really think anything else will. But for anybody else who wants to go on that journey, who wants to take their business to the next level, to do all of that, man, spend the $100. You're not gonna regret it, and they'll even give you the opportunity to get it back. What company does that through their affiliate program? So anyway, there will be a link down below the video to click. If you want to do the challenge, go for it. And then let me know, and I'll be there to be your biggest cheerleader along the way. But until then, we got 5 days left. Until then, we'll be seeing you. Bye, guys. So dorky.